Hi there. Happy Monday. This is Crystal from Crystal Obregon Health and Wellness, and I help women increase their energy so that they can live the lifestyle they want, whatever that is for them. So today I wanted to talk about last week I wrote an article about traveling and eating healthy while traveling. And I also, to go along with that, have a downloadable guide. It's called, can you see that? The Complete Guide to Dining Out. And so today I wanted to talk about the difference between eating out when you're celebrating. And so maybe you intentionally decide that you are going to eat differently than the way you are trying to eat on a regular day, or whatever your healthy eating plan is. And the difference between that and when you eat out more for convenience, either you're traveling or you're out and about, you're at work, whatever the reason, it's not really a celebration. It's more, or maybe you are spending time with family and just not needing to cook, whatever it is, it's a little bit different than when you're eating out for celebration. So I haven't talked a lot about this in here, but I worked in restaurants for about 13 years, and it's the way I put myself through school. I worked in restaurants and colleges, and I always struggle. My husband hates it when I do this, but I struggle calling myself a chef because even though I am really passionate about cooking, I decided that I did not want to go to culinary school. But I did work with some amazing chefs and was in charge of kitchens some of that time as well. And so I've cooked quite a lot, and I've eaten at work, restaurant food, quite a lot. And so when I had kids, well, I only had one at a time, but when I had my daughter, and then about 6 months, they started eating solid food. And I realized that, one, I didn't have the time to cook kind of restaurant-y meals all the time. And then also, I didn't necessarily want to eat that way all the time. And it was this gradual progression of the way that I cook. Yes, I can still go to some of my favorite cookbooks that have more, I just call them restaurant type meals, because they maybe they have cream in them, or they take much longer to prepare. And so what I've learned in that progression is that I can make delicious, healthy meals. They're delicious and they're healthy and they don't take us long. But it was that progression of how I cook. And so you can use that also in when you're eating out, and it's really all about intention. And I'm coming up with that with other clients and people that I'm talking to. They think that by deciding to live this healthy lifestyle and eat in a healthy way and pay attention to what you put in your body, that you're putting yourself into this life of deprivation. And I know that we all have things that we really like to eat, whether it's because it's something that we grew up with, or as an adult, it's one of our favorite foods, things like that. We all have things that we really don't want to give up, and it seems like it's more of that life will be worse. Basically, that's what we're all afraid of, is that life will be worse without that food. That I don't really have necessarily food like that, but coffee is definitely my thing where I feel like life will not be as good if I don't have that morning cup of coffee. And I don't always, sometimes I give it up for a while and sometimes I don't. But it's a frame of mind and switching that no, life doesn't have to be deprivation if you choose to live a healthy lifestyle, because you can be intentional, and you can be intentional about deciding that you are going to go out for your birthday or loved one's birthday, of friends, whatever it is, as long as it's not every single day that you're going out to celebrate, but you're going to go out to your favorite restaurant and you want to be able to enjoy the meal and order your favorite food. Set an intention around that and say, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going and I'm eating this food, whatever it is, and I'm going to enjoy it, every single bite of it. And then the next day, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to eat my healthy, remember, delicious food. And I'm going to eat that way the next day. So it's not like you're setting yourself up to feel like you're a failure, because that's not the case. You're having intention around it. And so that's why I did this complete, let me get it back in there, the complete guide to dining out, because some of those times you're going to go and you are going to just have a good time and you're going to eat your favorite dish and a salad, and you're going to enjoy every bit of it. And then other times you're going to go out to eat and you still want to enjoy yourself, but you don't have to necessarily completely eat differently. So I just wanted to show you this a little bit, because it's how to make smart food choices. And so I go through a section of restaurant eating 101. So I printed this out. You don't have to print it out to use it. And then different success strategies. So just planning ahead before you eat, having a light snack so that when you get there, you're not, I know how it is to go to a restaurant super hungry and then I'm going to order whatever the heck I wanted, even if that was not my plan. So eat a light snack, drink 8 ounces of water. At the restaurant, order sauce on the side. Avoid things that are fried or in a cream sauce. Choose a protein with 2 vegetables and a healthy fat, such as avocado. Order your burger with no bun or on a salad. And a lot of people are doing that now. Ask for no extra salt, or ask for extra vegetables. So those are just the general success strategies. But I offer tips on breakfast and brunch, delis and sandwich shops, coffee shops. We all like those. And so burger joints, Mexican food, Chinese restaurants. That one can be hard and not hard. Let's see, sorry, I'm trying this different layout this week. Steakhouses, sushi, Italian restaurants. So I'm really covering, and even fast food, because while I recommend trying to avoid fast food restaurants, we all know that there are times when you really can't avoid it. And so planning ahead can really help out. I was just thinking, I was at a luncheon on Friday, this past Friday, and so I kind of ordered ahead, so I wanted a gluten-free meal, and so the organizer contacted me, and so I had my order, and so it was the food was served family style. It was an Italian restaurant, and so they brought out everyone's food to put in the middle for what everyone was having, and there was this delicious looking lasagna. There was fried zucchini that smelled and looked delicious, and I was super hungry by that point because I'd sat through a presentation, and so I was actually really hungry because I didn't eat quite enough right before it started. And then there was some kind of breaded something. I couldn't tell actually whether it was chicken or fish. And then my meal took the kitchen kind of messed up because I was waiting at least 10 minutes for my meal, and I'm not celiac, so technically, sorry, I'm trying to get in the screen. Technically, I'm not allergic to gluten, so I won't have a really horrible reaction, but I do know that my joints get achy if I eat gluten. That's the thing that I notice the most. And so I was staring at this food, and there was a salad that was coming for everyone as well. But the salad, for some reason, wasn't coming out on time either. So I didn't even have that. And so I was looking at all this food, and I knew my food was coming, which was salmon with vegetables. But oh my gosh, it was so hard to know that, I wouldn't die if I ate that food. But I had already planned ahead to have the food that makes me feel my best. Anyway, so sometimes it can be really hard to kind of do the right thing. But if I had been out at my favorite Italian restaurant and I had decided ahead of time that I was going to eat whatever my favorite meal is, then it would have been completely different from this situation where the food looked good and it looked delicious, but it wasn't the same quality, honestly, as my favorite Italian restaurant. So anyway, so I will put the link for the complete guide to dining out, and it really is helpful to have tips for really every situation that you'll come across when you eat out. And if you have any questions, also please post them below. I definitely go through these and I will answer your questions. So eat healthy, and honestly, there's so much good, delicious, healthy food in restaurants and that you can make. It's really not about depriving yourself. And really, when you feel better, when you have more energy, when you feel your best, you can do more. So it's another reason why it's really not all about deprivation. I worked in restaurants. I'm really passionate about food. So I would not be living this lifestyle if I felt like I had to deprive myself all the time, or any of the time, really. So take care. Have a great day. Definitely download the guide to dining out, and I will see you in here next Monday, if not before. Take care. Bye for now.